the bag and ending the season with a loss for the Lakers, smack dab on Game 4 against the Denver Nuggets of the NBA Western Conference Finals didn't sit well with fans. By halftime, James had racked up 31 points, and the Lakers had a solid 73-58 lead. It was looking good for the Lakers until the Nuggets unleashed their power in the third quarter and outscored the Lakers 36-16, turning the tables and snatching a 94-89 lead. Jokic was a beast, finishing the game with 30 points, 14 rebounds, and 13 assists. Murray wasn't far behind, putting up 25 points in Game 4. The Lakers didn't have the smoothest start, going 2-10 early on. Even with the crazy amount of trades before the February deadline, they were still sitting in the 11th spot in the tough Western Conference, with only 3 weeks left in the regular season. In a desperate attempt to change their luck, the Lakers tried some lineup changes in Game 4. They benched struggling point guard D'Angelo Russell and put in Dennis Schroeder instead. Rui Hachimura also got a shot in the starting lineup. But guess what? Hachimura couldn't find the basket, going a miserable 3 for 12. And Schroeder missed most of his shots in the second half. LeBron failed to tie the game in the final seconds, even after a monster first half where he dropped 31 points. He completely fizzled out in the second half while the game was on the line and couldn't deliver when it mattered most. To make it worse, he got into a heated scuffle with Denver Nuggets power forward Aaron Gordon. With about 8 minutes left in the first half, Gordon accidentally smacked James in the face. You'd think a 4-time MVP would let it slide, but LeBron gave him a shove, and things went from bad to worse. Gordon grabbed LeBron's arm and refused to let go until the refs finally blew the whistle. It took some serious intervention to break them apart. Teammates had to jump in to stop it from getting worse, and a professional lip reader caught what LeBron said to Gordon right before shoving him, and it wasn't pretty. LeBron's words were filled with anger, as he straight up told Gordon not to fuck with him. Gordon replied, "Says who?" LeBron asked why Aaron had to pull that shit, messing around with his arm like that. Fans were angry, saying LeBron should have been booted out for the whole thing. Some were furious that James didn't even get a foul call for that move. They thought it was completely unnecessary, and pointed out that if some other player pulled off a move like that, he would have been hit with a suspension real quick. Fans weren't having any of the ref rigging, and knew the referees were playing favorites, protecting LeBron instead of making the right call. They were shocked at how the refs were trying to separate Gordon and not LBJ, and even brought up Draymond Green, and said that if he was the one who did something like that, he would have been slapped with a flagrant 2 and ejected from the game completely. But because it was LeBron, he was given a free pass just because of who he is. Talk about double standards. Especially considering Dillon was ejected from a game, all because of LeBron. During the Lakers vs. Grizzlies game back in April, trash talk had been flying around for a while, with Brooks singling out LeBron as his prime target. But things got out of hand when he straight up hit the NBA's all-time leading scorer, right in the groin area. Not cool, man. In the third quarter, just moments into the second half, Brooks made his move, and bam! The refs reviewed the footage and had seen enough. They gave him a flagrant foul too, and sent him packing to the locker room. The Lakers, on the other hand, went on to seal the deal with a 111-101 victory in Game 3, taking a 2-1 lead in the series. But here's the kicker. This whole drama between Dillon and James had been brewing for a while. It wasn't just some spur-of-the-moment clash. Brooks had been taking shots at LeBron's game ever since the Grizzlies defeated the Lakers back in January. He said that he hoped his team would face the Lakers again, hinting that LeBron was too ancient to survive a 7-game series. But even with all the tension between him and James, he insisted the hit was a complete accident, and he didn't deserve that foul. The refs decided to ignore that and gave him one anyway, and that's why Lakers fans are boiling with rage. They feel like LeBron's getting special treatment because if LeBron did what Brooks did, no action would have been taken against him, let alone 2 flagrant points, which could have cost Brooks a couple of games because one more would have meant an automatic suspension in the playoffs for Brooks. Dillon's teammate, John Morant, had something to say about the whole situation too. According to him, Brooks was ejected because of his past ejections in previous games. He even defended Brooks by saying that if you actually look at the play, he was just reaching for the ball. Dillon spoke about the incident and said that the media were making him out to be a villain, and then that just creates a whole different persona for him. feeling the heat, and fans agree with him because this isn't the first time LeBron's been let off lightly. It's like James has a special treatment pass or something. Let me take you back to 2016 when the NBA Finals were in full swing. The Golden State Warriors were up against LeBron's Cleveland Cavaliers. And one of the main enemies in this whole story was none other than Draymond Green, who everyone knows for his fiery behavior on the court. In Game 4, with only 3 minutes left on the clock, Green and James got into a heated battle for position. Green was trying to set a screen for his teammate Stephen Curry, but LeBron wasn't having it. Both the players were using their arms to gain an advantage, but James pushed with a lot of force, and it sent Green crashing to the ground. That's not even the worst part. LeBron then tried to step right over Green while he was laying on the court. Green wasn't about to let that slide, and they started shoving each other, calling each other stuff, and as the fight went on, the refs finally blew the whistle, but instead of handing out a flagrant foul, they called a double foul. Fans said it's like they completely missed the memo on who was wrong here. King James himself pushes Green with all his might, sending him tumbling to the ground, and still comes out clean? Fans were wondering what the heck a double foul was going to do anyway. It just felt like the easy way out for the refs to save face. Let's be real here. LeBron should have faced way harsher consequences, but he was left off the hook. What's worse is that LBJ never apologized for any of this, and fans are getting a serious case of deja vu because of how LBJ lets them down. This time, not only did he end the Lakers' season on a bad note, he caused all that drama with Aaron Gordon for nothing, because he's thinking about retiring anyway. Yup. After the Lakers got swept out of the Western Conference Finals, LeBron ended the night not knowing how much longer he planned to play. He's still under contract for almost $47 million next season with the Lakers, but now he's suddenly thinking twice about it. His performance hasn't taken a huge hit, even with all the health issues he's faced with his feet and ankles. He even said that he felt like it wasn't a successful season because he doesn't play for anything except winning. So why is he thinking of quitting after leaving the Lakers high and dry this season? Fans want him to step up and redeem himself. In his post-game interview, he said he'll see what happens going forward. And he doesn't know anything about next season because he's got a lot to think about after failing to win a title this year. Is he just going to hang up his sneakers and give up that easily? It's safe to say it's not sitting well with fans. So from getting into a heated scuffle with Aaron Gordon in the middle of a game, to ending the Lakers season without a win. That was the real reason Lakers fans are pissed at LeBron James.